Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. This is Goddess Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. Before we get started, let's take a deep breath to ground our energy. Inhale. Exhale. Today we're stepping into a powerful frequency that affects every conversation, every touch, every relationship, and every space you enter. It's frequency transference. And today we'll be talking about how not to lose yourself. So what is frequency transference? Have you ever been a good friend during a time when someone else was going through a tragedy in their life? Before they called, you were high-vibing, doing your thing, and enjoying your life. Then this person calls you and tell you about all these tragic events. Suddenly, you're crying and you're feeling sad about what's going on with them. Then you get off the phone. And now you got a headache from crying too much. You're really concerned about your friend and you're sad. This is frequency transference. Frequency transference is the unseen handoff of energy between people, spaces, timelines, or dimensions. It happens all the time, consciously and unconsciously. In its unconscious form, we can absorb fear, anxiety, or confusion from others. In its sacred form, we can transmit peace, healing, clarity, or divine codes simply by being present and attuned. The archetype that anchors this frequency is called the resonant mirror. This is the part of you that reflects energy without absorbing it. The part of you that transmits love without depleting or holds space without disappearing in someone else's pain. The resonant mirror shows us the difference between compassion and energetic entanglement. It reminds us you can witness without caring, and you can bless without leaking. This archetype is especially crucial for empaths, healers, space holders, and anyone who serves in high vibration roles. Because frequency transference without self-awareness can feel like you're carrying the world while slowly losing yourself in the process. So some signs that you're transferring energy unconsciously. You feel emotionally heavy after being around certain people or crowds. You find yourself anxious or sad, and it doesn't even feel like your emotion. You become reactive or drained after conversations, even ones that seem normal. You have trouble distinguishing your true voice from the noise of others. Now, I'm a highly sensitive person, and I have in the past experienced this quite a bit. It's quite annoying when you feel it, right? Because you can feel everything around you. You feel other people's emotions and all of that. It doesn't even have to be a person, right? You can just go into a space and feel when the energy is off, feel when it's heavy. I know during COVID, I would go outside and I could feel the heaviness in the air. I could just feel it walking to the car. I remember I watched Tyler Perry's movie, Straw. And Tyler Perry, you play too much. So I was watching this movie, Straw, with Taraji P. Henson. And if you haven't seen it, I don't even know if I can recommend that you go see it. If you're a highly sensitive person, don't go see that movie, okay? Don't go see it. Because by the time the movie was over, I was all laid out. I cried the entire movie. And when I tell you the entire movie, from the very beginning all the way to the end, and then the end felt like a crescendo. Now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers in case you want to go watch it, but I cried the entire time. And then, after the movie was over, I felt very heavy. I had a headache from all the crying that I did. Oh my God. And I was like, Tyler Perry, you play too much. It was a good movie if you're into that sort of thing, you know, but yeah, I had no idea what I was in for. And then I was just in court not too long ago, right? And it was a virtual hearing. And even though I was not physically in the proximity of the people, I could feel all of the emotion from everyone who was on the Zoom call. It felt like someone was just sticking a pin in my stomach. I could feel it like in my soul and my sacral chakra. And it was just, oh my God, I couldn't wait to get off the phone. Okay. So those are some signs to know when you're unconsciously absorbing. Now, the objective is not to do that, right? So if you resonated with any of those, just know that you are probably a highly sensitive person. And when you operate in that level of sensitivity without sovereignty, it can create energetic confusion, okay? Remember, spiritual frequency hopping begins with self-awareness. The moment you notice the pattern, you reclaim the power to shift it. Okay, so how do you transfer energy with intention? Got 3 simple steps on what you can do, especially if you are an empath, a healer, a highly sensitive person. Maybe you are a leader and you have to deal with a lot of people, or maybe you work with people, like you're a first responder, doctor, nurse, anybody like that you're around a lot of people all the time. This can help you. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is use your discernment. So you want to discern. Ask yourself, is this frequency mine? If it's not, release it. If it is your frequency, then you got to alchemize it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. So then step 2 is to clear it. So you want to cleanse yourself. And sometimes, you might be in a space where you can't do rituals and all of that, and you just need to do something on the fly. I'm going to show you how to do that too. Now, my favorite thing is water cleansing. I love water. You can use water, sound, or breath. You can use any of the elements, wood, metal, all of it, ether. So water is my favorite. Now, I speak into a bowl of water what I no longer choose to carry, and I just say it in the water. I release confusion. I release pressure. I release anything that is not mine. Then I take that water and I pour it back into the earth, whether it's on a plant, in the backyard, on the grass, the front yard, on the grass, wherever. I pour it back into the earth as a sacred offering. Now, let's say I don't have time for all of that. I'm in a space. I just need something right now I can do. Okay. So you can do it just by using your words. When you speak out loud, now you're using the frequency of sound. And you can just say those things. Same thing. No water involved. Just use your voice. If you can't speak, let's say like when I was in the hearing, I could not speak aloud like that. Okay. I can think it. I can use ether. Okay. My thoughts, that's ether energy. And I can use that frequency and think the same thought, and it has the same effect. So you can think it. You don't even have to speak aloud, because not everyone can speak, right? But everyone can use their thoughts. So you can use the frequency of ether to also clear the energy. Number 3. Now you want to choose a new frequency to transmit, because that's how you get into the resonant mirror frequency. You got to be able to consciously transmit your frequency. So you ask yourself, what frequency do I want to embody and share? Whatever that is. Let's say you want joy. I want to transmit joy, more joy. Say that. My first step is to go to peace. I love peace. So I say, I transmit peace. I transmit calm. I transmit patience. And these are things that you can just say. And let your words, your breath, your presence, and even your silence, even if you're in a spot where you can't speak aloud, let your silence speak for you. And you think these things. And then all of that becomes a sacred offering. So remember, you are co-creating with the universe. This is when your nervous system syncs not to someone else's chaos, but to the order of the divine. You pause, breathe, and invite the sacred to hold the pattern, and your nervous system harmonizes with the rhythm of peace. This is the medicine of the mystic. Shout out to all my mystics out there. This is the medicine of the mystic. Yes, I'm giving the secrets away. This is the medicine of the mystic. So try this with me now. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is right above your navel. So you put your hand there, right? Then inhale for 4. Inhale. Hold it. Then exhale. Now say silently. You're not going to say this aloud. You're going to use your ether frequency. I align my system with the divine rhythm. I align to the sacred pulse of wholeness. I align my system with the divine rhythm. I align to the sacred pulse of wholeness. I align my system with the divine rhythm. I align to the sacred pulse of wholeness. You've just co-regulated your nervous system with the universe. It's simple, profound, and real. Frequency transference is always happening. Ask yourself, am I the mirror or the sponge? Are you unconsciously absorbing or are you consciously transmitting? So this week, here's your homework, your call to action. So this week, I invite you to notice, what frequency are you holding? What frequency are you ready to release? And what sacred frequency are you here to transmit? I'll leave you with this final thought. You are the mirror, the message, and the medicine. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. I am the universe. Now what? Wherever you're tuning in the world, don't forget to click that like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until we speak again, be the light.